right, so just to start off, what stands out about High Point here from an offensive perspective that you guys have to worry about?
Well, they play really. They have great spacing. They live in the paint. They have an elite ball screen roll guy in terms of catching flip-ups. They've got a couple great shooters. But I think the biggest thing that sticks out is just their ability to get to the paint. Their two-point field goal percentage has been talked about a lot. That's the biggest thing. Downhill drivers, physical, able to get to the foul line, and then they're an elite offensive rebounding team.
So a lot of that stuff you just mentioned are kind of hot buttons for Purdue anyway.
Right.
Just, do you kind of feel like if you guys were going to turn a corner again defensively, this is the sort of perfect opportunity to do it?
Yeah, we've got to be better, or you're going home, right?
Right.
And we've shown the ability. There's always going to be some limitations, but we have to be very mindful of that. Trying to keep the ball in front of us, keep it out of the paint.
Yeah. Do you see any signs in practice over the last couple of weeks where urgency is going to create that sort of detail and stuff that you had in January?
Yeah, I thought, going back to after our 4-game losing streak, the UCLA game, the Rutgers game, we made a lot of shots. Illinois, we did some decent things. We did a really good job on the glass. There were still some breakdowns. Played against a heavy isolation team in USC. But that's what it's going to be. And, I'm sure from their perspective, they feel like they'll be able to get to the rim anytime they want. We gotta be solid with that. But yet they still have guys that can make threes, and so it's a whole ball of wax now. If you play poorly on either end, you're probably going home.
Yeah, I'm not going to ask you to tell me what these things would be, but are there any counter punches you guys can still exhaust after what you did defensively, schematically in January? That was all on tape thereafter. Other than just being better?
I don't think so, Ryan. Like, you are who you are. I think, there's no time to be tired. I think there's a little bit of that. We're playing a grueling league. We played a grueling schedule. All that being said, most of those games, when we struggled, we were right there. So guys just have to be better. Ultimately, it's coach speak, but they have to do their job, period. I think the other thing that's really important at this time of the year, since you're playing new people, is understanding personnel. That is such a big piece of it. You have to understand personnel and know what guys are really good at.
So their personnel, who are the guys at the top of your scouting report? Who are the highlighter guys?
Well, like Caden Hamilton is a problem at the 4. All 3 of their guards, Johnson can really shoot it. Demarion Williams is a really good player. They bring Bobby Pettiford off the bench. They've got good personnel. I think the thing what else has impressed me about High Point is their depth. Their team can really, at times, get better when they bring their bench guys in. They've got very good bench personnel. Across the board, all of their personnel concerns you. They've got very good players. They've got guys that can get to the paint. They've got guys that can make threes. They've got, as I said, elite offensive rebounding team. So all of their players are really good players, and they certainly have our attention.
You see a lot of Greg McDermott guys moving up the ranks here. What's the correlation to that? What does Greg do that really helps guys grow?
Well, Mac's a great coach. He's had guys on his staff. In particular, obviously Darren just got the new job and worked for Dana and Mac. So run a great program across the board and prepares guys to be in that position. So it's a testament to him.